So here we are, late January grey sky and burned out. On the bright side, I have time to take my time now. And I have a dire need to make my space more comforting. So I did just that. Hanging pretty art and things on my office walls. Yes, I did leave the calendar on October, just because it was my favorite illustration. Once the office was more pleasant, I took the time to warp up the illustration that had been purchased during my December exhibition. Oh, by the way, here are the ones that are gone. I have to say that I'm pretty proud of them. After delivering the first illustration to their new owner, I was invited to the restaurant by my brother, and this was my first experience at a fancy restaurant, so I felt like sharing it because it's so exciting and it was delicious. Sometimes it's frustrating how quickly I get rested if I don't draw for a while. So yeah, I was in Japan for a month and when I came back, I was out of it. So here we are, trying to get back to drawing because I feel so rusted. Rusted. Rusty? Can I be rusty? I mean, I have iron. But my iron is never in contact with air, or is it? Well, you get it. I'm feeling rusty while drawing.
C'est quoi pétrir la pâte?
And let's go for session number 2. One of the things that I do when I feel rested about drawing is use the thickest possible tools. It doesn't have to be fancy, it has to be rough, and like if it bleeds and do weird stuff, it's perfect because that way I don't focus on it being pretty, I focus on me trying to get my muscle memory in my hand back into working order. So yeah, I don't know if you draw sometimes, but I find that works well for me. It's important to remember that if you want to get back to drawing, you don't have to go for super pretty things just right away. You just have to remember how it's fun to try things and, yeah, get back to it slowly. Looks pretty decent. Let's keep it fresh. It's good. It passed the test. Nom 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 nom. Also, the artichoke spread has to be eaten within 2 days. So, I mean, I have to, you know, I can't just wait because it won't be good anymore. So I'm actually doing what must be done for the sake of the kitchen kingdom. I know it doesn't look amazing, but if you like artichoke, this is amazing. Also, if like me you have some trouble with your liver, artichoke is your friend, so thumbs up, thumbs up. Well, I guess that depends on the type of liver trouble you have, but artichoke is supposedly good for the liver. And let's go for the third doodle session. So yeah, on our way to remember how to draw, I was telling you about how I like to use various tools to try different things, and this time I decided to go with highlighter and a subject that I actually nearly never draw, which are landscapes. And there we go, on my way to discover new countries. That was pretty fun. I would recommend doing it. And yeah, I went for a simple illustration of a landscape. I took some reference pictures from Pinterest, so I was not completely blind. And I played a bit with the layering and the shapes, and it was real fun. And when that one was finished, I headed for another beloved subject of mine, which are root vegetable. I don't know why, I just find them pretty and aesthetic and comforting, so I went for it. another day, another bread. And this one is oat bread and it was delicious. You don't see it, but there is just a teeny tiny hole there because one of the thorns spike, it's more a spike than a thorn really, got like into my finger and it's absurdly bloody. On a very grey, rainy day, I went to meet with my friend. She has a very cozy, hobbity house in the countryside. Actually, we used to be co-worker before we became friends. And since I'm burned out, she has pretty good vision of the reason. And she invited me and we just sit and chill and drew and sip tea. And she even made me waffles. Also, she has a very cute cat named Mystic. And yeah, it was just a very peaceful, wholesome, nice afternoon all together.
C'est appétissant déjà le caramel. Ben, c'est un petit peu ça que je suis en train d'oublier, figure-toi. Ah, elles sont bien.
Sparrows around me speak of a boy. They've met him before. Hidden in castle walls, fine silky clothes. Looks great for sure. Skilled in his manners, brave in his tone, he can do it all. Gifts in his chamber, all from afar. Still he feels alone. When he goes out a ride to the shore, hair on his cheeks, manes of his horse. pine trees, he sits on the moss. A sparrow then sings of a girl in the forest. Late in the evening, the boy returns home, not feeling alone. She understood the words of his heart, a delicate star.
I guess now I have to read. Dear Lord, that's so heavy. That's a hefty chunk of paper. But I have been in a weird reading mood lately, so I have way too many books that I have started and not finished. So before I can get to these new books that were gifted to me by a friend, I decided it was time to finish this one, which is pretty nice, really. I enjoy it a lot. I mean, it's finished now, and I can tell you that it was pretty good. But I am not a native English speaker, and the English in that book is pretty old English, so it takes me much more time to process the words. So yeah, it took me quite some time to read it. Just a reminder that you should never pour your tea in the dark. There is no way I can walk around with this cup. So I'm an introvert, and as an introvert I have a bit of a hard time to spend quality time with people at events and parties, and so to be able to keep my precious one close to me and still spend time with them, I often plan like sister dates or friends dates. My sister is one of my best friends, and this is one of our sister dates. She has found a new tea shop that's offering a chicha latte, and some people know about the chicha, but a chicha latte is not very common, and I discovered it in Japan actually, and I really liked it, and I was pretty sure I would never have it again. And then she texted me and she's like, oh, I found this place, they have a chicha latte, do you want to go? We had a very nice tea and snack, and then we went roaming for libraries, and then we had to rush back home to get the nephew out of school. But it was amazing. Oh, and no books were purchased because I'm still on a book ban. Over there are sweet pea. I think that's how it's called, sweet pea. I've heard that you're supposed to let them sit in water for 24 hours before you plant them.
So they're ready for tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to plant those sweet peas and then these little flowers. They're all the same family. Those are flowers that are good to plant into the veggie patch because they keep the pests away and they will attract the bees. And as it is known, no bees, no veggies. In doubt, big cookies.
Was I on a baking bread spree? Maybe. But to my defenses, since I'm burnout, I have really hard time with time management. Which sounds weird to say it like that. But yeah, I keep forgetting to go buy bread. So I have to make bread so I have something to eat because I'm a big bread eater. And to be honest, my bread were pretty decent, so I feel like I'm going to bake more bread from now on.
Qui sont penchés sur le corps d'un oiseau.
C'est aussi un red scale?
Non, c'est des humains.
These are all the peas I have left, which makes sense. I do have to spot for these, but what about this one? What about this one? What about both of these little ones? And that one, and that one, and that one. So many missing pieces. And 8 missing pieces. What am I gonna do? It's not too bad, really. So this is a very, very old thrifted puzzle that has been laying into my mother's garage for years. And yeah, I made it. It started rainy and grey, and it's ending with sprouting plants and sunrise.